Welcome. Welcome, everybody. John Zager, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Monday, the 17th, I believe. And here on the eastern slope of Colorado. Overcast. Supposed to rain last night a little bit. And it's supposed to start raining today around 1 o'clock. Rain through like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, I think. So it's springtime. Spring weather. We're supposed to, we should be having runoff within the next couple weeks. Probably have some flooding as well. There's a lot of snowpack. Up on Trail Ridge Road, there are, the visitor center at the top is still buried. And so, I don't know, Trail Ridge Road, I think it's like 15-foot walls along the highway of snow. So we had a big winter, and we don't have any drought any longer, and all of our reservoirs are going to be full and abundant with water. That goes all the way down to Arizona. Will reap the benefits, as will California, because it goes through those states, and I believe they buy some of that water or something. Drinking half and half coffee, and it's very good. This mug, let me show you this mug. See this mug here? It's really a good mug. It has a lid. I don't have the lid right here with me. But I don't like this mug, you guys, because it keeps the coffee too hot and it keeps the iced tea too cold. And if you guys would like this mug, it's a very nice one. Email, text me, call me, do whatever you want to do, and I'll send it to you. It's yours for free. First come, first serve. So today is day 3 of my YouTube videos. I did them a couple years ago, and what was I doing them on? Neuroscience, because that's what I am. I think I started doing it on my self-healing. I've been trying to heal from when I first got in Dr. Joe's program many years ago, before most of you guys even were aware of Dr. Joe, but cardiovascular issues, okay, high blood pressure, and generalized anxiety disorder, right? Those were the two main things that I was wanting to work on. More specifically, I guess it would be the cardiovascular issue. And I did sort of an ongoing day by day, week by week progress report on how I was doing with my meditations and with my intentions and just all the whatnot. And I don't know where the cardiovascular disease went. I don't know where the high blood pressure went. I had that uncontrollable high blood pressure since I was a child, which is another story. If anybody cares to want to even know, I'd be happy to let you guys in on that. But so I worked my program diligently. I was doing 6 hours a day of meditation and whatnot, and it didn't go away right away, everybody. It just didn't. It wasn't like, you do this, and this, and it didn't do it. I was missing the boat on several different areas. But now, this is a couple years later from when I last did the YouTube video series, I guess it was. I don't know where the cardiovascular disease went to. I got so tired of it, it just kind of decided to go do its own thing. And I don't know where the generalized anxiety disorder, that was really disruptive, and that, again, is a belief system for those of you that understand that kind of idea. And I acquired it way back when I was a little peep, and as well as the cardiovascular thing. I mean, none of that stuff's hereditary or genetic, but those two things are gone. When I was doing that series, I thought I would have a following, right? And I was hoping to build that up and maybe see where it goes, right? Because I'm not doing clinical anymore, so I thought I would venture out. Nobody listened. Nobody cared. No, well, I don't. Come on, you guys. I don't know if that's true, but I didn't have any following or subscribers or whatever you have. I mean, I had a handful, but I guess that wasn't high on their list of self-healing and how that all works. I guess, I reckon, I don't know, I'm not certain, right? So I put it down and just ignored it and went on with my podcasts. I've been doing podcasts forever and ever and ever and ever, daily almost. Except when I get burned out, then I do them every other day or two or three or whatever. But, I've been doing these in the blogging. I've, went out and got, well, I've always had my own website, which is just johnzager.com. And I used to do my blogging off of that. Then I went over and did something else. And I'm still at johnzager.com with my blogs, daily blogs. But if you have an interest, go look at it. I don't know, tell you something about me, whatever. But at any rate, I'm back doing YouTube videos. I like doing YouTube videos. I like being in front of the camera. That has something to do with psychology. Okay? I mean, when I used to do groups on top of groups on top of groups, borderline personality disorders, put 17 of those people in a room 3 nights a week, you better have a dog and pony show to present each time. Trust me. But anyway, I enjoy people. I love people. I think people are outrageous. I think they're funny. I think they're exciting. I think they're interesting. I want to know about people. I want to ask 100 questions. And I have learned how to shut up when I'm around people and not ask questions, because people don't want me asking questions, right? Well, at any rate, I'm back and I'm trying to get a YouTube. My channel's always been John Zager. What is it called? What do I have it? It's always been the same. It's Travels and Thoughts of John Zager or some stupid thing like that. That's where you go to find me. That's my channel. And you get all my neuroscience and back in the day psychology. And I think there was even a time I did some travel stuff way in the beginning, because I was learning how to do this, talk to you guys, right? I was learning. And I've traveled all over the world and fished and did adventure travels and just ungodly things. I've what would I say? I did some U2s on that, and I got a great turnout. Nobody wanted to learn how to get well or heal, but they wanted to learn about adventure. I should go do that, I suppose. Might be better off. And again, I've had 4 books I've written, published. I'm actually working on my 5th one right now. I'm not sure. I finished it a year ago when I was out steelhead fishing just south of the Columbia River on the northwest coast, and my publisher said there might be a little too much information that's already out there, because this has become such a trendy thing. Dr. Joe and his program has really become a trend, and it's almost a cult, and there's a lot of people that follow it. that are just wannabes, and that's great. That's fine. Whatever degree of illness, ill health, sickness, disease, trauma, whatever you have is important. And it's important that you get involved in, the groups that they have and the program that he does. And it's important to read all the books and to do the meditations. And it's important to attend the workshops, both online and in person. It's an incredible program, right? But again, sometimes when they're talking about their blanket and their cat and their dog, it turns me off. I just don't read that stuff. I might listen to a little bit of it and then I move on and go do something else. So I'm back trying to get 1,000 subscribers because they like you. They would like us anyway to have 1,000 subscribers or more. You don't make any money at that. Like I said yesterday, I mean, you might make 11 cents or 22 cents or something like that. But it's only the people that are getting hundreds of thousands of subscribers, or I don't know, tens of thousands of subscribers. I'm not privy to that information. They're maybe making, a substantial amount of money. I don't know that kind of stuff. But I just enjoy doing what I do. If I'm not on camera, I'm still doing what I do. I still go out and speak and talk to people in pretty much any opportunity that's given to me. I like that. I like hearing what people have to say. I love doing workshops. No, I don't do day long or I mean 2 day or week long. No, none of that kind of stuff. I enjoy, doing like a Saturday workshop to where we can interact and I can listen to what's going on in your life and how this program of self-healing might help you, and that's my job, is to, I hope, has always been to inspire, empower, and get you on a road to good health, both physically, emotionally, and just in your life in general. So anyway, I'm back. Today's YouTube, and I'm not going to probably go the full 30 minutes because once I get talking, I'm guessing I'm going to turn some people off today because I have some feelings and emotions that I wanted to talk about, and they're not going to be things you want to hear. And at my age, I don't care. I've done however many years of clinical and neuroscience. I mean, I don't need to hear from people in a group that somewhat have a basic understanding that they read a book here or there or attended a workshop and they have a strong, adamant opinion about what I'm saying. I don't care. I probably wouldn't even read your stuff anyway if you did send it. So I'm going to talk about common sense psychology today. I'm not really talking about neuroscience, and that may not interest some people. So that's where I'm going to go for a few minutes and see what happens, okay? And whether you're here tomorrow or not, I'm still going to be, and I'm still going to keep doing YouTube videos. excuse me. And I'm looking forward to it. So having dealt with people my whole life, there's a lot of interesting personality traits and disorders, right? I don't have any of this prepared, you guys. This is off the top of my head. Will it make sense? Of course it will make sense. Is there continuity in what I'm trying to say? Yes. If you hang around to the end, there's probably a punchline of some kind that puts it all in perspective. But Here's where I'm going. Um, there's three different types of disorders, right? Psychotic type people, with psychosis, neurosis, which, back in the day, there were more people that were neurotic, um, and they were being treated regularly by the mental health profession. Neuroses was very, very common, very, very common. And the reason for that is that people kept things inside. Oh gosh, how could I explain that? A long time ago, we used to live in a culture that was pretty protective of our feelings and emotions and our behaviors. And my parents and of that generation, there's going to be some noise coming by because where I live, there's a tractor that drives around. So I'm just letting you guys know there's going to be a tractor going by here in a second. You may hear it. But anyway, back in my dad and mom's age, there were a group of people, a culture, to where they kept things very private, and they kept their feelings in. They hid emotions. Their behavior stayed within the house. I mean, were there goofy people out there doing goofy things? Sure. But for the most part, when it got to be too much, they sought treatment. Not very much. But those that did came in and they were probably diagnosed with some neurosis. And nowadays, and the third thing, of course, is personality disorders. Those are the only three things you can have from the beginning of time to now. So now what we have is we have people that are psychotic, obviously, when you look at all of the horrific damage that is done and seen on TV. There's a lot of those people that are psychotic during their episodes. It doesn't mean they have to be psychotic continuously, but, there's a thought disorder, all right? That's psychosis, right? Simple layman's terms. And the neurosis type thing has now switched over to, PTSD and all these crazy things that they're now treating people for because they're having too much stress in the world. Well, you're neurotic in a sense if you're not handling the stress in your life. Okay, but jump to today, and we're talking and we're labeling all those people as personality disordered people. Now, go and look up personality disorders, and you'll see a dozen or so, based on this finding or that finding. There's a couple, 2, 3 findings, and they categorize and make up, basically the same menu of personality disorders, but some of them add or subtract 1 or 2, and they've added some new names to them, and I don't know. I'm not even going to go there. But so I've treated personality disorders forever, and today what I see going on. I'm trying to get this little thing centered. I'm just working off my iPhone. What I'm seeing is that there's a lot of personality disordered people out there. Now, Dr. Joe phrases it differently, and he calls them personality traits. He's a little lighter, politer, kinder, and he needs to keep his audience in order to keep the money coming in, of course. So he may not, I don't know, I've never talked to him about it, but he may not decide to categorize as many people as personality disorders as I might. I think there's a lot of people that are bitter and angry and hostile and argumentative and depressed and despondent and just generally not Keanu Reeves type personality. I only say that because what you read on the internet, it sounds like he's the nicest guy in the world. And he probably is based on the facts that they show about him. Contrary, there's probably more people opposite him than like him. Okay? So that's sort of like a little background, all right, for you guys. You all know this stuff anyway. This isn't like rocket science, as I always say. You guys understand this as well, if not better, than I do. All right? I hope somebody wants this mug. So, I read people that are sincere in their thoughts, and they put together well-organized projection of who they are and where they're going and the issues and complications that may be in their life. Okay? We read that stuff all the time, you guys. It's out there. Go to, I'm assuming I'm talking to a lot of Dr. Joe Dispenza type students anyway. So I'm going to go with you guys all understand this stuff, or the majority of you do. And you've all read these type of, I don't know, blogs or whatever they happen to be, comments, and the response that's given, and I've figured it out, it's pretty close to 50-50. I mean, I keep track of that kind of stuff because, that's what I do, is psychology, right? The split is about 50-50. 60-40 maybe, right? But you guys are horrendously horrible and harsh and mean and demeaning and disgusting to read. Those of you who are putting out projections of negative response to anybody's insertion. I'm appalled. I've been in psychology my whole life, my entire life. And there never was a time that people were this outrageous in their comments back, their response back to people. Now, before I go too far and lose everybody that's listening right now, half-ish of the people that are responding to these insertions by various people all over the internet, I don't care where you go, are just kind and supportive and loving and trying to inspire and empower and encourage growth and insight. I mean, those people are, I understand you can be too far either way. I get it, okay? I get it. I mean, look at politics. Politics has gotten us to the point, and I'm not going to talk about politics on here, but we've gotten to the point to where people are either too far right or too far left. I don't know. In my lifetime, people generally stayed in the middle somewhere. And, you know, they were Democrat or Republican, and they interacted with each other, and, you know, some of the time, most of the time, I don't know, whatever, they seemed to work out issues together. That doesn't happen anymore. We don't have that in this country anymore. The country has changed. We have become narcissistic. You, who I'm talking to right now, are probably more narcissistic personality trait or disorder than you're willing to admit. I would almost guarantee that if I did an evaluation on people out there in front of me, that there would be a hell of a lot of narcissism going on, and not necessarily in traits, but in personality disorders. Now, that's the kind of thing. That's feedback. It's not meant to be destructive. It's not meant to be harsh. It's not meant to be mean. There's no ill intent here. But we need to curb it down, you guys. We need to curb it down. Everybody's not going to go along with your political agenda or whatever. That's okay. Not everybody's going to go along with my political agenda. That's okay. But I am willing to sit down with that other side and say, talk to me. Talk to me about that issue. Maybe we won't end up in agreement. Maybe we will. But there are so many, and I say this, I know you guys aren't going to probably understand this at all, and I don't care. But there are so many people out there that are wannabes. You know, the self-healing thing has become a trend. And it's included now a cult of people who read 2 or 3 books, download, 6 meditations, maybe attend a workshop, hopefully, or 2. And now they're going to take a person who is a new student and just come back at them with, I could never do that. I can't do that. So, I guess where I'm going with this YouTube video is that you need to suck it in a little bit. You're not as smart and as intelligent as you think you are in regards to your program. I've treated thousands and thousands and thousands of people in program. And the ones who have the most difficulty are the ones that get in their own way. You know, if you get in your own way, you don't have to jump in the river and cross the river of change. And you can continue to try to evolve from the personality that you have, how you think, act, and feel. Now you're all knowledgeable enough to know what I just said doesn't work. And there's people out there trying to do that. humility is maybe a way to heal, one of the avenues to heal. People talk about having gratitude and thankfulness, and their language, the way they approach another person, has nothing to indicate they understand gratitude or thankfulness. So, those are my thoughts for this morning. I hope people will go back and listen to this again and understand it has no ill intent. I want to see, I have a history of 49 years that I want you to get well. I would like people to self-heal. Right? I want that to happen. So what I'm saying is not meant in a negative way. It's meant in a very, very positive and supportive way. That here's my last thought, and then I'll shut up and I'll get off of here, and you guys can go rant and rave if you need to. But here's what happens with the power, a greater power, a greater intelligence. When you keep doing the things you're doing, he's going to sit you down in the corner and tell you to shut up. Now, there's a lot of folks out there listening to me right now that don't understand what I just said. But the program may work better if you just shut up and go sit down in the corner. So, I'll be back tomorrow. I hope everybody else is. If you have any thoughts, comments, or whatever, please contact me. johnzager.com, jzager@gmail.com. My phone number is easy to find. Text me, call me. Call me during the program. I'm going to start doing them live. What is today, Monday? Probably by next week I'm going to set a time to where I'm going to start doing them live so that I can have people call in. Like today, I'm sure there's a lot of you guys right now who would love to call in and voice your opinion. I would like to hear it. I would like to have some feedback. I'm not going to let you call in here and start ranting and raving in an unhealthy way, but I will let you call in and we can talk and discuss, growth and self-healing. So there you go. Got a taste of what I'm going to be like for a long time if you want to listen. God bless everybody. Take care of one another, and I'll look forward to talking to you all again real soon. Thanks a lot. See you. Bye.